1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Rebellion.
Rebellion is built on hope.
And redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Chewie, we're home. That's right, guys. We're back. Did you miss us? I missed y'all. And I missed the other guy on the other side of this mic. You know what? It's been a long time, but we're happy to be back. Let's not hesitate in getting this show started. Welcome to Star Wars Reactions. Welcome back. My name is Aaron Harris, and joining me is the Chewie to my Han, the David Motters. What's up, my brother?
Well, back on with you, man. We're recording, and I'm always ready to react. And it has been a long time, but it was something that you and I had planned.
Absolutely, it has been a while, and we've basically since Kenobi ended is when we recorded our last episode, taking a small hiatus to be with our families and stuff. Both of us had stuff going on. It's been a hectic time for both, but we got Andor starting next week, and it just felt like it was right to get back behind a mic.
That's right. That's right.
That was almost rhymed.
And you know what? We haven't had a Carabas moment here in the first minute of recording this, so we're doing pretty well, buddy.
Hey, it's a blast without a Carabas. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Hoorah!
Well, I know we're doing random chatter tonight.
Yeah.
I got a Carabas question for you.
Okay. All
right. So I know what were we doing? We were tweeting with Mary,
Yep.
on the Coffee Kenobi. She's, in that family, and we talked to her a lot. You and I got to meet her last June 2021 at
Has it already been that long?
Was, buddy.
Golly.
At CWK meetup, and Mary was there, and of course Dan and Lou Mangello and Becky Menken, all those people were there, and but we were talking with her, and both her and I were going through the newest Star Wars novel, The Princess and The Scoundrel by Beth Revis, and I told you that there was a Carabas moment. I didn't spoil it. I didn't tell you where it was or what character said it, but I wanted to follow up with you and see, I have 45 minutes left in the Audible version of it. But I didn't know if you'd gotten to it, had time. Like we said, we've been pretty busy with family stuff all summer and here into September, but have you happened to hear it yet?
Well, I am listening to that now based on those tweets and our back and forth with Mary. I did get the book and am listening to it. I got actually about 8 hours left of the book.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not even halfway yet, but I've loved it so far. But I haven't caught the Carabas yet. So
you'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm sure it'll jump out to me. Hopefully it's not while I'm driving, because I tend to put it on while I'm driving and listen, and it may jump out at me and cause me to flip the car out of excitement, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's while I'm sitting at work.
Exactly. So that
and it's just me jumping up going, yoo-hoo!
Yeah. No, I thought it was really cool, and I was like, I knew immediately. In fact, I wrote a little note in my phone what chapter and what time it comes on, so I can always double check it with you. But so yeah, I've been listening to that. I got 45 minutes left, and just kind of want to wrap that up before the High Republic stuff starts in October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know, man. We're starting the second wave of High Republic. That's crazy.
Yeah. I I think all the authors needed the break. I know Kevin Scott did, but got the comics coming, books coming, and it's back. They're moving it. I've heard, Michael Ciclane has talked about it a bit, kind of trying to do what Star Wars did. 4, 5, and 6, and then went back to 1, 2, 3. They're kind of mimicking that, and so I thought, yeah, all right, I get it, I dig it, and
yeah. It works. It works. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. And you and I both, we've always enjoyed the High Republic. I know this, I got some friends who haven't, but that's each their own, but I'm really looking forward to this one. It has been, I don't think there's been a single High Republic book I have not enjoyed yet.
Me either.
So
yeah, I've had fun with them and loved how they were intertwined, and they've got some new authors coming in now for this wave 2, and is it phase 2? Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Waves within it, the first phase, and so this is phase 2. Yeah, end of phase 1, beginning of phase 2.
Correct.
And I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the audio books that they've done within it. Tempest Runner, about Lorna D and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really good. So yeah, I've been doing that. What else have you been doing Star Wars wise over the break?
Well, it has been, honestly, it's been pretty quiet on my end Star Wars wise. When we decided to take the step back, I literally have spent most of the time with my phone turned off and barely been on any type of social media, and just kind of keeping quiet. I've listened to a couple books, and actually not this one I'm currently listening to, this Princess and the Scoundrel, is actually the first Star Wars book I've listened to since the Brotherhood.
Oh, did you do Shadow of the Sith? I thought you did Shadow.
I did Shadow of the Sith, but I did the Kenobi book that came out after that.
Okay.
And what's not Brotherhood? That one was the first Kenobi book that came out. Padawan.
Yeah.
And I finished that one. Then I finished that right before we started our break, and then once that was over, I did not leave the sci-fi genre, but I listened to the books I listened to were not Star Wars related until I started Princess and the Scoundrel. I just took a break. Everybody needs that every so often, and especially with as much content as we are getting right now, which is absolutely incredible. Sometimes you just need to step back and take a break. And
no question. Yeah, no question.
I know it was good. I know because I got to spend some time with my family during their summer vacation, and got to hang out with them and do some fun things with family coming to town, and fun things with some of our local friends. And it was a pretty laid back, honestly, a pretty laid back time off for me. We just nothing. I think the biggest thing we had come out of our time off was really, and if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen the post. Of course, if you, in a long story short, if you do not know, my youngest daughter is not actually ours. She came through the foster system, and we're actually her permanent guardians. Her father's been out of the picture for ages, and her mother's in another state, our youngest has started complaining because her name doesn't match ours. So we had the biological mother gave us permission to change her last name. So we have been working on getting that done. That's taken up a lot of time this summer. So
Yeah.
trying to figure out the process for that since we're her legal guardians, and trying to get that worked out and in place. And it's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. That's for sure.
Jeez, yeah, it surprised me. I thought like I told you, it just makes intuitive sense to me that you would make that as easy as possible for responsible parents like you and your wife. Make it easier, make it cost effective. Don't make this difficult on good people. But hey, we live on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly. If nothing is easy in life, and this is no exception. So we've got that going on, but it's been good. It was a good break, and I'm glad to be back in the swing of things. I'm glad to be listening to Princess and the Scoundrel, which by the way, you and Mary, thank you so much, because I am thoroughly enjoying this book.
It's yeah.
And the way it's altering back and forth between the two narrators from Han and Leia's point of view, alternating chapters that way. I think it's been absolutely I've loved it, man. It's hysterical. And especially, and you'll know what I'm talking about, especially when Han brings up the whole kiss on Hoth.
Oh yeah.
With Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
I about died during that chapter. That was just priceless. But it's been a lot of fun. I have thoroughly enjoyed the book, and I tell you what, I'm thoroughly excited to be back behind this mic talking to you. It's been good to be with my family, but I feel like part of my family's been missing because I haven't been talking to you each week.
Yeah, no, you mentioned that with family stuff, and and as you mentioned it, I do think about wrapping up with Kenobi, and then yes, considering what we have coming with Andor, 12 episodes, 3 next week, and then Tales of the Jedi dropping in October, Willow at the end of November, although, I don't know that we'll necessarily cover Willow, but then of course Bad Batch in January, and then it looks like Mandalorian season 3 at some point. And I'd heard February, seen some of it, but I think that got removed, so it's not fully locked down. But there, like you said, buddy, there's so much content coming up that it was a good time. It was
Hello, you there?
I'm here. You hear
me,
there
buddy? You are. Yep,
yeah.
I hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry, no.
Just cut now, like Carabas.
Yeah. But I'm not sure where I left. Heard that, but it was a good time for the break with all the content coming up. But I know that during the time we were off, they had the Lego Star Wars special, right? Summer Vacation. Yep. Had the Obi-Wan Jedi's Return, which was very cool. That was last week. A week ago today.
Yeah. A week ago today.
Yeah. And then of course D23 this past weekend. There's been a lot of content, but I think everybody listening to this has probably seen the newest trailer for Andor, the newest trailer for Tales of the Jedi, and the newest one for Mandalorian season 3. It sounds like, buddy, if that D23, it was the trailer they showed at Celebration with maybe a little bit more sprinkled in. Is that the sense you got?
That's kind of the sense I was getting.
That's what I got too. Yeah,
I was getting.
Hear anybody that had been at Celebration who were at D23 speak about how there was a lot more new stuff. It was finally shown, and then shown to all of us who didn't make it to Celebration. So
yeah. But it was good. I mean, we got a lot of good content, and I got to know. Did you watch the Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation?
Did, yes.
What'd you think?
I really loved it. I love the holiday special, the Terrifying Tales that came out last October, and this one. I have a fun time with them. I get a real kick out of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I enjoyed it too. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't what I expected. That's why I enjoyed it. And that's what made it so much fun. And I love it worked to me. It worked out better the way it played out. I loved the Vader and Palpatine going on vacation and going to the beach, trying to get him away and de-stress. I just thought it was great.
Oh gosh, when he says Aruna, yeah.
Yep.
The Emperor's like, oh, I'm all in on this beach challenges, but oh, they're so good. And I guess, I started thinking about it, buddy. The holiday special really focused on Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Last year's Terrifying Tales focused on Poe, and this one focused on Finn.
Yep. Getting all the sequel characters some love.
That's right.
Lego love.
Some Lego love. And talking about love, what do you think about the bromance between Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor? It seems really genuine. They were really thankful to be back and really have a good time with each other. And they did. It was fun to watch, to see them interact. Now I will say I have not had an opportunity to watch the behind the scenes special yet. Okay. But it has been, from what I have seen, it was incredible. Even just watching some of the stuff they were showing online, building up to Kenobi, to the release, and even some of the behind the scenes stuff they were putting out at that time, when they were doing interviews and stuff, you could tell that there was that camaraderie there, that bromance, and it was just fun to see that going on again, just to see them laughing. And I think it was probably a preview for the Kenobi behind the scenes special, where it's got Hayden Christensen standing on the dune and on the one planet, and apparently it was like one of the first scenes they shot together. And it was the scene where Kenobi's kind of walking and he looks off to the side. He's walking with Leia and he kind of looks off to the side and he sees Anakin on a hill off in the distance. And he said they were setting up for that shot, and Hayden was standing. He looks over and he sees Ewan and he yells, "Kenobi!" Yeah. They were trying to send Ewan home because he'd shot all the scenes, but he wanted to stay for Hayden's first one, and I thought that was really neat. And it really does. This, it was kind of strange to me. They didn't follow in the same naming conventions that they did for Star Wars, or what is it called? Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, right? Or Disney Gallery, right? And they did it for Boba Fett, Disney Gallery Boba Fett, but they didn't do Disney Gallery Obi-Wan. They named it just the 1 hour. I think maybe it's just over an hour. 1 hour, Obi-Wan Kenobi: A Jedi's Return, and kind of didn't do the same naming stuff. But it's just like the other ones behind the scenes, and it was really well done. And I really have to admit, seeing more of Deborah Chow. We've seen her interviewed in some of the behind the scenes stuff for Mandalorian with Favreau and Filoni, but this was really neat to hear her take on it, and all the work they were doing on it. But well done, really well done. And they show some footage of the making of Star Wars stuff. Again, I hadn't seen before. Mm-hmm. And I always feel like, how do they do this? Same thing. Well, that was the other one that came out during the break, was the Light and Magic. And there was, behind the scenes video they showed there. I'm like, I'd never seen some of this. And I've heard other Star Wars fans go like, how much more do they have? Like, they haven't shown us. It's amazing. But I saw one where they're interviewing Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness.
Alec Guinness. Yes, that one.
I'd never seen it before. It's in the first few minutes there, and I'm like, I'd never seen that. I'd seen Mark Hamill being interviewed in a close by on that set as a behind-the-scenes featurette, but I hadn't seen that with Alec Guinness. The guy asked him, has this, been a challenge? And Alec Guinness says, every step of it's been a challenge. And, you know, I just never had seen that clip before. And I've watched, what was it, 40 hours of extras on the 2011 Blu-ray set that came out. Try to watch every nook and cranny of that. And it's amazing what they still have. It's amazing how much they've filmed behind the scenes. Gosh, you know, did you watch Light and Magic, those 6 episodes?
Again, not it's on my list. I just have not made it through yet.
No, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that came out while we were while we were out, and I just never got to it.
Yeah, no, you can watch it anytime. Really well done. Oh my gosh, so neat to see all those guys interviewed. George is too, and just really seeing the progression over those 6 episodes and the progression of ILM. Just really neat. And so yeah, that was fun. I've you know, over that break I did watch some stuff, enjoyed it. Like I said, Princess and the Scoundrel. Did, you know, I think on your recommendation, yes, it was. Did Shadow of the Sith.
What'd you think?
Oh gosh, really enjoyed it.
Wasn't it? I mean, it was the book I didn't know I wanted, man. That thing was just so stinking good.
You know, it's amazing what he did to bring some cohesiveness to the sequel trilogy. I hats off to Adam Christopher. Cheers, well done. You know, you and I were DMing with Gary, our good buddy that we met at the 2017 celebration in Orlando, and you had said to Gary and me, it doesn't solve all the problems, but it really does a nice job. And when I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, exactly what Aaron said. It does a nice job of pulling together. I loved, you know, so I heard some other, I think some Star Wars fans in a podcast talk about how you didn't get a lot of Lando and Luke together. So to see those two together, working together, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And of course, what the author did to really, you know, pull together, you know, what we see really by The Rise of Skywalker. And I thought, wow, he really did it. And it wasn't hitting you over the head with it, right?
Exactly.
He didn't hammer it, and he just really let it flow. And you're like, wow, I'm really liking how he did this. So I listened to that and then followed it up with Princess and the Scoundrel. And those have been two fun books this summer.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad you listened to that, because I got to say, of all the ones that I've read this year, going back, I got to say it has been my favorite so far.
Yeah.
And that's going, one of my favorite characters is Kenobi, and we've had 2 Kenobi themed books come out this year, and that's my favorite. That should tell you something if you have not read this book. It is, if you have not read this book, please don't wait. Go get it. Listen to it on Audible if you got Audible. Pick up the book. It is an incredible read. It's just, it's incredible. I mean, that's all I can really say there. It's definitely worth it.
It really is. It even got me to go back into my Rise of Skywalker visual guide. You know, I got them for all 3. You know, I've got visual guides for a lot of them, and I was just kind of going back through the stuff on Ochia Bastoon, the Blade, the archaic books, you know, that Luke has and Rey has, and you realize Pablo Hidalgo, you know, that Adam Christopher had to have used a lot of that to really kind of pull it in. And it gives me the idea that Pablo really had a really kind of a generally well thought out concept for 789, but hard for it to come to fruition with so many different creatives involved. But yeah, it just was excellent, and I've been very happy with Shadow of the Sith. You know, Luke and Lando going on an adventure, so cool. And then this one, The Princess and the Scoundrel, right after. Well, and that's something we should say, and I've seen a few, Jay Krebs and who's why am I blocking on her co-host?
Oh
God,
yeah. Now that you said that, no, I can't remember his name.
I'm so mad at myself. I'm always
I could see his face.
Dennis.
De-
Is that right, Dennis?
no.
Am I messing up? Gosh, they both on Podcast Stardust. Let's give Podcast Stardust. They'd released a podcast episode, I think last week. I saw it in my feed.
It is Dennis Keithley.
Dennis Keithley, there it is, Dennis. And they were going to review Shattered Empire, the 4 comic series. I remember doing that back, before 2000, right in 2015, before Force Awakens came out. And yeah, there's clearly Beth Revis read that and uses part of that in Princess and the Scoundrel, and so that's pretty cool too. So I went back and read that because I bought those issues when they initially came out, but those are directly after the Battle of Endor, and so yeah, and this book is right there as well. So they were really tied together. So I would recommend anybody read those 4. If you got the trade paperback, you got all 4 together. Those 4 Shattered Empire comics, and it flows really nicely into the Princess and the Scoundrel.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. It is. I'll have to go back and see if I can find those and read those. They were, because I enjoyed I'm enjoying the book so far. It's really cool. I love the Lando. The narration has just been incredible. Yeah,
the guy doing it, it's not Mark Thompson. I'd have to look back and see. He does Lando like
nobody's business. I mean, it's spot on.
I was like, holy crow, did he talk to Billy D. Williams? But when he pulls out of it, it's like this normal voice, and then when he does Billy D, I'm like, man, does he nail it? They got the right guy for that. It's
Mark Thompson.
That's not
I'm looking at it right now. It's narrated by Saskia Marlevid and Mark Thompson.
No, that's the Princess and the Scoundrel.
Yes.
No, I'm talking Shadow of the Sith.
Oh, dude, sorry. Shadow of the Sith.
Yes.
It's right here. Hold on. I have my Audible pulled up. It was narrated by William Demerit.
Yes, that guy.
Demerit, yes. His Lando was spot on.
Whew.
Spot on.
Yeah. So. Now I know what you're saying. It does do a bit in this because it's right after Endor. So yes, Mark Thompson does do, but that guy does Lando like wow. Unbelievable. Yeah. Well done.
Absolutely. So definitely, like I said, check it out if you haven't. It is well worth the read.
That's right.
All right. And of course, I mean, big thing. Other big thing has just been D23, which happened literally last weekend, and it has been it was a huge event. A lot of awesome stuff. I think they talked. There was a lot of talk about Andor, since that's the next big thing coming up. Of course, we know Bad Batch got pushed to next year, beginning of next year. Tales of the Jedi. Let's talk about that.
Sure.
Dude, that trailer for Tales of the Jedi, of course, coming out in October. It's a series of animated shorts, all different stories. Incredible. If you love the Clone Wars, you're going to love those shorts. It is animated just like the Clone Wars. It's got the Clone Wars feel. It's incredible. I was looking forward to it before I saw the trailer, but then once I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, dude, this is it. This is it. And because you have stories from all over the spectrum. There are 6 shorts, wasn't it? 6?
Yeah,
I think it was 6 shorts.
3 and 3.
Yes, and they're doing. There's going to be one about. We know one's going to be about Qui-Gon Jinn and Count Dooku as Master and Apprentice.
Yeah.
We have another one about, it looks like Anakin and Ahsoka. We got another one with Ahsoka, where she's being found as a child, as a baby. I mean, these are all tying directly into Clone Wars.
Yeah. No, I think it's what it is. It's 3 on Dooku, 3 on Ahsoka. And
is that how it's playing? Okay.
Yeah. And all written by Dave Filoni. And, he talked about it at Celebration that he had pitched it to, I think, Carrie Beck and Kathleen Kennedy, and they liked it and they made it. And it's, it's interesting, Aaron, when you, I'm sure everyone's seen it on Disney Plus. They loaded it up, which I really love that they loaded these previews up, or these trailers, to see Dooku ignite the saber, and it's blue, not red.
Yes.
I was like, wow, it's just so different. But you see that clip of him pushing Qui-Gon back. Little trivia, I think it was revealed at Celebration back in May that Liam Neeson's son is doing the voice of young Qui-Gon in this.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. But yeah, the Ahsoka one, seeing her as a young child, and then of course, like you said, you saw that clip of Anakin helping her to do training. That looks really cool. And so and it sounds like I was listening to Dan Z on Coffee with Kenobi, and I guess at D23 he was there covering it, and it sounds like they're going to drop all 6. They're not going to spread them out, all 6, I think, on October, whatever it is, 25th, 26th, something like that.
Correct. That's what I had heard as well, is they were dropping them all at once. So they're all there at once, and you can watch them. You can binge watch them. You can watch them, spread them out. But either way, I'm going to be watching. I'll probably binge watch them all the day they're released.
Yeah, because I think they're all 22. I think that 22-minute kind of thing. I think
Really, doesn't define, isn't really the definition of a short. Then short is like 5-10 minute episodes.
Yeah, maybe it's not. I could be wrong on that. 3 and 3, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't say that. I guess I did not hear length on those. I guess I'm kind of hoping, because that's what Clone Wars were, and Rebels, and you and I have talked about all those. But I hope so. But you're right, buddy. It could be like maybe one is 10, and maybe another one's 15 minutes, stuff like that. That Visions last year came out a year ago right now, last September, and those varied in length too. So go with what Aaron said. There could be varying lengths on this.
Let's see. According to Collider,
okay,
there are a total of 6 episodes, and the rumored runtime is 15 minutes apiece.
There you go. Okay.
And all 6 episodes released on the 26th of October.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
That is what that's the hubbub right online. It's going to be about 15 minutes each episode, which, if they're doing 3 on Dooku and 3 on Ahsoka, that's 45 minutes
each.
On each. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. 45 minutes each.
Yeah. That's a good chunk.
Yeah. 45 minutes each. So, I mean, that's 2 episodes of the Clone Wars on each character.
Yeah.
Those episodes are about 22 minutes each. So,
yeah. So about 45. Yeah. Yeah. So you got about an hour and a half of content. And we can do a show on that. We can have fun.
Oh yeah, we will. We will. We'll get those covered too. I'm interested to see the stories in those, because I don't know. Did you see somebody on Twitter? One of the few times I had gotten on Twitter since while we were off after D23 and after this was announced, and all the trailers had posted. Somebody had gone through and still shotted scenes from the trailer of Tales of the Jedi.
Okay.
Did you see these?
No, I didn't.
Okay. There's a couple still shots, and I'll have to go back and find them. I wish I would have saved them or flagged it so I could have gone back to it. But they had still shots of it. In the trailer, you see Padme's funeral.
Yes.
And there's a brief second where they pan the crowd watching the funeral.
Oh, okay.
And standing behind the first row, you see peeking through over somebody's shoulder is Ahsoka Tano with the robe pulled over her head.
No way.
Yes. Ahsoka was at the funeral.
That's pretty crazy, dude. Yeah, I mean, I've watched the trailer quite a bit. I watched it on my phone first, and then, of course, came home, and I'm so glad, like I said, the Andor, the Tales of the Jedi, and Mandalorian Season 3 trailers were all up on Disney Plus, so I could watch them on a decent-sized screen. So I got to go back and look at that and try to find that.
Oh, yeah. It's just a brief second, but they stopped it just right where you could see there she was. I even went back and watched it, and you got to be quick because they only show, it's just a brief pan of the crowd, but there she is right there. She's got the Jedi robe on. She's got it pulled over her head and kind of pulled down, trying to mask her face. And she's kind of looking, got her eyes cast down, as somebody would in a funeral as a casket's coming by. There's no mistaking that's Ahsoka.
Yeah. Leave it to Star Wars fans to find these cool details.
Yeah, exactly. But then you get the question of, why is Ahsoka there?
Yeah.
Of all, of course, her. We anybody that's watched the Clone Wars knows her and Padme were tight. But after everything that happened, of all the places to go, after you have just gone through Order 66 on, that's that would be probably one of, why there.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard a lot of speculation as to, or not speculation, a lot of theories as to why. And there's one that just really, it's a gut punch, but I'm not going to go into that because I read it and I started tearing up. I'm like, that's so sad.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I can't, man. I just can't.
No,
Disney can't do this to me.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I got to look at that. There's more reason for our listeners to go back and watch those trailers again too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna be busy. Starting next week with covering Andor. I'm really looking forward to it. I love Diego Luna.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, buddy, that. And they said this at Celebration back in May, months ago, that they've already started production on the next 12 episodes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and this first 12 episodes is supposed to take place over the span of 1 year.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they progress the time and throughout this season. And see how it goes. I am really looking forward to Andor, and I am so glad we're back to cover Andor, my friend.
That's right, man. We're going to be rocking and rolling and just having fun with listeners and do some psychology corners and just have a lot of fun enjoying this series coming out.
Absolutely. It's going to be a blast, no doubt about it. Anything else you wanted to randomly chatter about before we wrap things up?
I don't know. I probably will as soon as we stop recording, but I hope everyone will come back, tell other people to listen and just enjoy it. And we're back and we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm ready. I know you're ready, and hopefully our listeners are too.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and close things out then. All right. So, David, if somebody wanted to talk Star Wars with you, my friend, how would they go about doing that?
Absolutely. Same three ways. It hasn't changed. One is Twitter, and that's David_Modders, Modders. The email, Aaron and I both have an email at Star Wars Reactions. Mine is david@starwarsreactions.com. And if you want, Instagram, just look up my name. I haven't posted a ton, just a little bit, but that's another spot there as well.
Very good. And of course, if you want to catch up with me, the best place to do that is on Twitter at TAHarris121079. Or, of course, you can always email me, Aaron, at StarWarsReactions.com. Of course, you can always follow the show wherever you want to. We, of course, are on Twitter at SWReactionsPod. We are on Instagram and Pinterest at SWReactions. And notice I didn't say Facebook because Facebook was being Facebook. And for the second time, they have taken our page down and will not give it back. And they won't even tell us why. So I think I'm just going to, I decided I'm just going to skip Facebook from now on. So.
Wow. Yeah. We're a problem.
I don't know what their issue is, but they did it again. So we're done there. So make sure you're following us on Instagram and on Twitter for all the latest news and all the latest episode announcements, all coming there. And of course, we will be back with our reviews of Andor. And of course, David, did you really think I could close the episode without a dad joke of the week?
Oh my gosh. I thought we could get through a random chat. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, listeners. But okay, let's do this thing.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This is a good one. I dug deep into the dark side of the net for this one. Here we go. Why did the tapeworm stay far away from Palpatine?
I don't know. Why did the tapeworm stay far away from Palpatine?
Because he didn't want anyone to say he was insidious.
Oh my God. That is so bad.
Insidious.
Insidious.
Oh, insidious. Oh, Lord. That was, I love it.
We're officially back.
We're back. That's awesome. Well, David, my friend, it has been a blast.
I agree, buddy. It's good to be back. Good to be in the saddle and just talking the wars with you, buddy.
Absolutely. We will definitely be back to cover Andor. We appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in again and listening. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. I know a couple of y'all reached out to me to make sure everybody was okay while we were off. I appreciate that. We appreciate you checking up on us. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are the best Star Wars family two guys could have. So take care of each other. Be safe. Show some love. We love y'all. We're praying for you. Remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
If you'd like to share your thoughts, you can email us at show@starwarsreactions.com for our show notes and the latest news from the Star Wars universe. Visit our website at www.starwarsreactions.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at SWReactionsPod or on Facebook at Star Wars Reactions. If you enjoy our show, please leave a review on iTunes. This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions, elegant discussion for a more civilized age.